Hello and welcome to a Java tutorial. In this tutorial I will show you how to create a loop and have a user dynamically edit the size or length or duration of that loop. So we're going to go ahead and create our project and then create our class. So new class, so let's call this loop1. Okay, so before we begin, let's just import javix.swing, everything from Javix Swing. And then let's go ahead and create public loop 1, and I forgot parentheses. And then before we forget, let's just create our public void, our public static void main string args. I've seen people put these two things here in different places. I don't really think it matters where you put them as long as they're there. But okay, that's good. It's just so I put that there just so I didn't forget. So under here, let's actually do new loop 1. So we can just run it once we're done. And then let's call a method that we're going to create in just a minute. So we'll say create loop will be the name of the method. So create loop, and it's going to run an error because we've not created that, so we have to say public void create loop. So now we have our method here. So under our method, what we need to do, we're going to make this a GUI. So to do that, that's why we imported from Javix Swing here, was so that we can make it a GUI. So we're just going to say jframe, call frame is equal to a new jframe. So this will create a frame, and then, oh, it said frame, I'm going to say frame, just so I remember that. So then we'll say frame.set visible, set the frame visible to true, and we'll say frame.set size, make it 400 by 400, frame.set default close operation to jframe.exit on close. The reason you have to do that, you've probably heard this a bunch of times, but you just need that so that way it won't run a bunch of errors. So it's visible, size is set, and I think we can create our panel. We just have to create the panel. jpanel panel is equal to a new jpanel parentheses semicolon, and we don't need anything for that. So now what we need to do, we need to create our buttons. We'll say J, and I don't want office. J button, BTN we'll call it, is equal to a new J button. And then we'll say btn.set text, and we'll set the text to create or set loop size. Semicolon. And actually we can also set the name of the thing, of the frame, so that way it'll be like what projects in the top. So we'll say just set loop size. And so next under btn we need to create an event for it. So we'll say btn.add event listener new event, or sorry, not event listener. It has to be an action listener. It'll be a new action listener. That'll run a few errors, but I will fix those in a minute here. So then we'll add that, and then we'll have to call a method called public void action performed, and underneath that sub, I guess action listener is already imported for me, but you might need to import action listener. And hold on a second, there's an error here. I think I forgot a. Yeah, I forgot to put public oh yeah, action event e. Forgot that. And I don't need this. We just need to end that. And there we go. That should, what's the problem? Oh, forgot that maybe? Hold on. Oh, I see the problem. It's because we need to do that. There we go, and now we need to import a bunch of stuff. So let's import action listener, and then let's import action event. Why? I always run into problems when I'm doing this. Hold on. Nope, and I just need to get rid of that. There we go. Okay, now that we got the button thing set up, I was just consulting one of my programs to see how to do that. And so now that we got the button set up, now we actually get into the program. But let's just make sure that we can see it. So we'll just say panel.add btn, and then frame, and then frame.add panel. So if we go ahead and run this right now, it'll just be a button and a button click, but nothing will happen. In order to make it something happen, we have to put something into the button click event. So we want it to make it set the size of the loop. So to do that, what we can do is we can create a string variable. So we'll string user or loop size equal to a j option pane dot show input dialog. We'll say enter loop size, and then we have to create an int. So int I equal to integer dot parse int, and we want to parse the int out of loop size. So what this will do is this will take the string here entered to the input box, and it'll make it an integer. And now that it's an integer, we can incorporate it in our loop. So now we just have to create one more thing. So we'll just int k equal to 0. And now that we have that in, we can say while k is less than I. So while 0 is less than the integer, we're going to say k plus equals 1, so we'll add 1 to k every time. I forgot the semicolon. And then we're also going to say, just so we can see something's happening, we'll say j option pane dot show message dot dialog null, and then loop number plus k. So now if we run this, and we just bring this over here, we'll say enter loop size, let's do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that works. So this has been a tutorial on how to dynamically set a loop size. If you like the video, please like it, and yeah,